Wow. We're back with more,
Fable 2.
yeah, Fable 2. So we lost about maybe 15 minutes of video due to technical issues. OBS needed to update. Uh
Fable too much. Too much going on. Couldn't contain it all in 15 minutes.
to Fable to us. Anywho, yeah, I had to update it. The only thing that we missed is that I talked to the old man at the Temple of Light, and he was like, "Hey, you need to gain some renown before I talk to you." And so now I'm on a quest to go kill a bandit.
I thought you already killed the bandit.
No?
Oh, did you undid to a previous save?
Yeah, I went and did a I went back to the last time it auto saved,
Ah, yes, fair
which
enough.
was before I killed the bandit. So we're gonna go kill a bandit.
Ah, yes, the auto save.
Yes.
Popularized by Isaac Otto, creator of the car.
Okay. Anywho.
You know what movie I watched recently?
Ooh.
I
Uh,
watched the Uncharted movie.
oh God, that really should have been Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, okay, here's the thing. Like Sony's like we wanted a younger
We
Nate and a
we
younger Sully because we wanted to have them do multiple of these movies and have be a long running franchise. But like if you actually watch it,
Hey, look, a pincushion.
oh shoot. You just stuck that person with more arrows than limbs.
Well, yeah. I mean that's how you do it.
Anyway, the movie's like just sort of not even good, even when you just like remove the other
Oh, he's
factors.
not even gonna fall down. What kind of western is this?
God, what was that? There was a game where they had this whole system where characters are next to ledges and they get
Oh,
hit, they always
Red
flip
Dead.
over. Red Dead?
Yeah, it was Red Dead.
I could
Because
believe that.
they needed that because you know it's a western game. It's a Wild West game, and that is one of the most well-known tropes of Wild West movies.
Fair enough. You got to catch up to Dash. I mean, his father is Mr. Incredible, but he's not very old and impressive himself.
Yeah. Oh, you're not dead.
The
Well, they
Incredibles
are
is
now.
such a good movie, by
The
the way.
Incredibles is. Incredibles 2, not so much. It's so weird that Megamind's girlfriend is the main villain.
They look exactly alike.
They do. Like I know it's like a joke at this point, but they absolutely do look exactly alike.
Megamind is a much better film than
Also,
Incredibles 2. To your left, to your left.
no, that was a
You missed the
silver.
chef.
Nope, silver key chest. I don't have enough keys.
How many do you have?
Like 8.
I think you might have enough. How many does it require?
It looked like it was 10.
We'll go up to it.
I will. Also, the dog would be barking if I could open it.
Mm.
Uh, 15.
Well, you could search it. Did it say
It
it
said
said search?
no when it said you need 15 silver keys when I
Ah,
hit
fair enough.
search. Man, there's a lot of pincushions in Rookridge.
Yeah, a lot of these
And this,
cushiony jobs.
I honestly don't know why anyone would play a strength main when you could just do that. Like
Who
when you're up
knows?
close and personal, then they can, hit you.
Most of the enemies in these games don't even have options for combat outside of melee.
Later on they get crossbows and guns, and Lucian's men does have melee shit, like
Mm.
or it does have ranged shit.
But nobody has magic.
No, Lucian's men does.
Oh,
Dude.
okay, they do. They have magic. Okay.
All right, you ready for the toughest boss fight ever? This is one that prepares you. That it's almost. Oh fuck!
Well done. Your actions
He pulled
continue
out
to
a
shape
weapon.
the
Okay.
world.
Fair enough.
Uh.
Remember the Mysterio fight from the Spider-Man 2 video game?
No. Uh.
So so in Spider-Man 2,
Yeah.
amazing movie tying game, you run into Mysterio multiple times.
Yeah.
He's a reoccurring boss fight. You never actually face him directly until about midway through the game. You find him holding up a convenience store, which is kind of small pennies considering the previous things he had done include mind control and also locking you in a funhouse mirror.
Were the banks closed that day?
Yeah, so he's holding up a convenience store and he's like, "You'll never beat me, Spider-Man." And he's doing his laugh and his health bar shows up and it fills up 3 times. He's got 3 separate health bars.
Yeah.
He's laughing, he's cackling, lightning is shooting from his hands. You walk over and slug him once and he goes down.
Because that's the real him. He. uh.
Yep, you just slug him once. Come down and below. It's great.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. All right.
And then he was played by Bruce Campbell in the movie that never came out.
Jolly well done.
God, I wish we got a fourth Sam Raimi film. I would have loved to see Bruce Campbell as Mysterio. Don't get me wrong, I love Jake Gyllenhaal. He's in some really good. Have you ever seen Night Stalker?
Gosh, I don't think I have.
Oh, you should. It's about Jake Gyllenhaal plays a guy that does photography of like accidents and crime scenes to
Oh, I know
sell
exactly
to
what you're talking
newspapers.
about.
Yeah,
I thought that was called something else. Is it really called Night Stalker?
I'm pretty sure it's called Night Stalker. Look up Night Stalker Jake Gyllenhaal.
Thanks to you.
It's made by the same person that does Velvet Buzzsaw, which also has Jake Gyllenhaal. Or is it Darkstalker?
Famous enough.
Jake Gyllenhaal. He was in Nightcrawler. It's
Nightcrawler. Okay, Nightcrawler, not Night
He was
Stalker.
also in Donnie Darko, of course.
Yeah, he was in Donnie Darko.
And I forget about that sometimes, you know?
It's him,
With a few more deals
Donathan
in hand,
Darkold.
the abbot will have no choice but to
You know what
accept
else he
your
was in where he's great? He was in Prince of Persia.
Which I still haven't seen.
You should. It's a very fun movie. So my opinion on the Prince of Persia movie, it's legitimately a fun film.
I have been meaning to see it. I just haven't been able to. I promise I will watch it tomorrow.
It's very original Mummy-esque. So very much an adventure film.
Do you mean
But it
like
came
original,
out-
like Boris Karloff movie or like Boris
Brendan
Karloff?
Fraser.
Okay, Brendan Fraser. All right.
I think the main issue and the reason why nobody talks about it is because one, it's Ubisoft and they really like to bury shit that doesn't do immediately well.
Speaking of, do you know who's looking into AI to write background dialogue for NPCs?
Yes, it's Ubisoft.
Yeah.
It's a shame. They could use that technology to make another Rayman. They won't.
Man. The
They did something like that with like Rayman Legends and Rayman Returns, the Rayman games, where they had
Oh, hey,
UV art.
I think one of the issues with Ubisoft is that they try to market themselves as risk takers when
But they
in
aren't.
reality what they're doing is explicitly doing the things that that the people who play their games say they very much do not want to do. Like, they claim to be risk takers when really they're contrarians.
See, the thing about Ubisoft is that they kind of stopped taking risks. See, the company very much was full of risk takers who pushed the envelope with new ideas constantly. Back in the 90s,
Back
2000s,
in the 90s.
then Prince of Persia started to die out, and they made Assassin's Creed,
Yeah, which was
and then
originally
they stopped taking risks.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed was oh hell yeah. Assassin's Creed was originally supposed to be
A Prince of Persia game, yeah.
yeah, a Prince of Persia game. Um
Well, Prince of Persia spinoff, but
Well, no, it was supposed to be a mainline Prince of Persia game, but they weren't able to. It was supposed to be on the Xbox, but the Xbox couldn't handle uh, big crowds, and then when Prince of Persia like ended up, dying for a bit, they
so let me tell you the story because I am familiar with this. I wrote an entire video essay on the Prince of Persia franchise.
Oh yeah, you did. Didn't one of the people who like worked on Prince of Persia see it? Like on Twitter or
I
some shit?
never released that video because it
Oh.
never ended up finished.
Didn't
But
you
I,
did you like interview someone who worked on it then?
I interviewed people, yes.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of then.
So one of the things about Prince of Persia to Assassin's Creed is that Assassin's Creed was originally Prince of Persia Assassin, and it was a spin-off.
Oh,
It was not a mainline game.
weird. I thought it was.
If he, to be fair, spin-offs don't have to be like not big budget things. It was a
I
big
know, I
budget
know.
thing that's done right.
Yeah, I know. Watch_Dogs is a really good spin-off.
Please, you're the only one who can bring me justice.
No, it's an
Anyway,
Assassin's Creed spin-off.
I want him to feel
I am
how
aware.
felt that day.
You end up killing the head of Abstergo Games
He
in
can't go on living.
you take a contract from the Assassin's Brotherhood and kill the head of Abstergo Games in the middle. Like it takes place at the same time as the present
Yes,
portion of
excellent.
Black
It won't be
Flag.
easy, though.
I am familiar.
Make him fall in love with you.
So anyway,
Utterly and completely.
By the way, this
It was
Ghost is
originally
telling me to
spin-off.
seduce her ex-fiance and then
Dump him?
yeah, and then dump him after when
You're
we're
gonna
ready to
actually
propose.
marry him, huh?
Oh, of course.
I spent a long time
I'm not a
thinking of the
monster.
exact right wording. And even longer getting it onto
I do
paper.
think that the
What
choices in this game have a lot more nuance than the choices in the
But I managed to get this
uh,
Third game.
first half of the third game, because I really don't like the that the third game. Oh, I'm still in conversation. I don't like that the third game locks you into like. I don't like how they do the expressions. I think that it was a huge misstep by how they.
Peter Molyneux.
Yeah. Also, holding hands. You didn't have to get rid of the follow command in order to. Like, you didn't have to replace the follow command with holding hands. That was completely unnecessary.
But you see, the benefit of holding hands is that it's sensual touch. You never touch people in video games. You never hold hands with people. And that's what I want to do. I want people to feel connected to the characters by touching them and holding their hand.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to get rid of the follow command, because it gets really awkward when it gets really awkward when you're chasing down like when you're doing some bounty hunting and you just sensually hold the bounty's hand and take him to the guard.
That description is so funny.
And accurate.
I mean, fair enough.
Alright.
What has Peter Molyneux been into recently? I'll tell you what.
NFTs? AI?
NFTs.
Oh, okay. It was one of the two. Let's see. Where am I going?
Peter Molyneux's NFT game will make being nice cost real money.
What? Will you make more money if you're evil?
Let's read. Okay, this is mostly just a puff piece about his history. I'm reading.
Oh God.
When
You
I
know.
first saw Legacy, I
Oh,
thought it'd be cool for a game that made everyone feel creative. But the problem I find with creativity, I always find, is that I'm totally incompetent when it comes to drawing or painting or singing or writing music or gardening or almost anything. And so what we would need is a game that really helps you be creative. What I came up with is this. Would it be a great idea to have a game which is about starting your own little business? And there was a tradition that still exists in today's world, which is that manufacturing businesses used to center around little towns, and these towns used to grow into cities because of the manufacturing. And that's where the city building came in, because you're responsible for designing all the products that you and your business is going to sell, responsible for getting all the commodities that these businesses need, and you're responsible for reading the design competitions that go on between you and the other players.
Women should.
But really, I don't think that's enough. You know, it's not enough just to be a city builder. It's not enough to just have this amazing design team where you can design any product, where you can design any building. You also need a fantastic narrative. It's going to be the biggest, the tragedies and successes that your business had.
All have a weapon, I think.
Well, this thing called events where you win something called legacy. You've got these events that pit you against those other players. And we've got the most advanced simulation that I have been involved with. You're going to be a really nice boss. You're going to worry about the environment. You're going to worry about your workers. That's fine. Do that. Absolutely. But you're not. Are you going to make as much money as the evil bastard that's going to push the workers? Perhaps not give them free time, but doesn't really care about pollution. What we've got is a game that encompasses all that within blockchain gaming.
I'm sure you're a really nice person.
It's
Jesus
about being a
Christ.
shitty boss.
Oh my God, that's some of the most pretentious crap ever.
His new game idea is literally how to be a shitty boss. I wonder what that says about him. I really do wonder,
Yeah, he's an idiot.
I mean, considering one of the most critically acclaimed games of the last few years have all been games in which the developers are known for not crunching their employees into oblivion.
Yeah, and some of the worst games involves horrible crunch.
This is absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Like there absolutely is a shift in there is absolutely a shift in gaming. What the fuck?
Like the new Ratchet and Clank game, Insomniac. So here's the thing, Insomniac is named for the fact that the studio would spend like ages crunching. That's where they got their name from. They'd be up all night crunching game development and not getting enough sleep and taking care of themselves.
Lovely.
They're known for that. That was their thing. That's where the name of the studio came from. This really bad habit.
Good. Not too bad.
And then like 2010 hits,
Terrific.
and they realize this doesn't work anymore. They realize this is not working for them. That it's killing everybody around them. They lost actual people. Actual people died trying to do this.
Let's get going.
And they realize we can't do that anymore. We're done.
Yeah.
They're one of the best companies to work for now because of like how they refuse to indulge in crunch culture. If they catch somebody overworking, they send them home and go get some sleep, get some rest, hang out with friends and family.
Excellent.
Alright. So I have not gotten an encoding error yet on OBS, so it looks like we're doing good
Good to hear.
so far.
Oh, here is something fun about
You're very kind.
About what?
Insomniac.
Oh, whoa.
So there was a small incident in which one of the writers for the latest Ratchet and Clank game was like, because the studio has this thing where they don't use job titles in the credits. It's all named after like They don't do job titles in the credits anymore because they believe in like somebody's own work being important, and job titles don't mean anything.
Yeah, yeah. A way to like equalize everyone's contribution, so that
Yeah.
no one person is like seen as the opposite of Tommy Tallarico, basically.
Yes. So one of the writers for the game made a big fuss about that and is like, "Oh, I came up with the names of all the characters," and then like one of the directors on the game basically said, actually, no, you didn't. It was other guy, and your work was not used because we changed development midway through, as you may recall from the conversations we've had."
Yeah.
So, it was interesting, like reading how like Insomniac was like, "Look, you can't claim credit for something you didn't do."
Yeah, that's
And that's why they did away with the system.
yeah, makes sense. A very reasonable thing to do, so that everyone gets credit for what, or everyone gets credit for contributing it without any one person being. Oh, son of a bitch.
I mean, everybody knows the people whose names start with A, though. Those people get more credit because everybody at least at least sticks around for the first part of the credits, you know?
Hey, at least it's not as bad as Ubisoft's, where they credit not only everyone, but also everyone's spouses and babies and best friends and
They do
And
that.
yeah, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but only a little bit. Like Ubisoft's credit, they like, don't get me wrong, everyone does deserve credit, but like they go
The
way
credits are kind of
overboard.
long.
Yeah, absurdly long, and they give like there's special things to like people who they give nondescript special things. Like,
So I'm going to tell you right now, the thing about Ubisoft is they have 6 separate studios of like 300 people each working on one Assassin's Creed game.
yeah,
That's why it's so long.
the only studio that I can remember off the bat is Quebec.
Yeah, but they've got like Montreal, they got other places, all of them hard at work. At least 6 separate studios, all working just on one Assassin's Creed game. That's why the credits are so long.
There he is. This is
Because
why
these
I'm not gonna.
studios have like,
This is why I'm not gonna break up with him.
Shatter it with the sledgehammer of your absence. Oh, hello. I wager you have
I love the
no
demon
love
doors.
truer and purer than mine. Ooh, to
Demon
get a
doors are
glimpse
kind of
such
neat.
a
I like the
thing,
animations
even
on
for
them.
just a few seconds,
Oh yeah.
would inflate my soul with delight. A tender proposal of marriage between 2 sweethearts is all that I ask. Such a sight would surely unlock my pain.
Do that again.
Oh, you're just holding up that guy's goggles.
Well, yeah, the guy that I killed.
Yep.
Yes.
Now I just
You've
gotta
almost done it. I'm
deuce
sure
him
a little more renown will do
until
the
he
trick.
wants to marry me.
Hmm.
Loved it.
Let me give him a gift. Oh. How about...
Show me.
Alright.
I think you need to read wedding bells in order to get married.
No, in order to get married, I just have to give him a ring as
Okay.
a
So
gift.
much to wish for. A touch of
Okay,
romance.
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Vile
Wedding
secret
bells
hide.
doesn't, like, it's not one that you can
That
read.
was quite enjoyable.
It's just one that says, oh,
Amazing.
it basically boils down to, oh, if you want to get married, give someone a ring as a gift.
Fair enough.
Oh, you are a tease.
Let's just spam seduce until it becomes
This is
ineffective.
what being romantic is all about.
There we go.
I'm just the luckiest man in the world. I never thought I'd find happiness again. I never thought I'd deserve it. There's something I've never told you.
You didn't tell her. You tell me you anything.
She was a sweet girl, but
Yeah, no, I just walked
we
up to
were
him,
both
started
so
whistling,
young,
started
too young,
showing off trophies,
scared,
started
and ran
dancing.
away the day of the wedding. I hurt her so badly. She took her own life.
Man, I always
I've
cry
carried that
at a
guilt with me
wedding.
all these years, never dreaming I could
Kidding,
love
I've
again.
only been to
Until I
one
met
wedding
you.
in my life, and that was my dad's third wedding. Destroy the rejection note and marry Alex.
True love is dead after all, and I will remain closed for all time.
Alright.
Show us, please.
I see you're double tasking here.
Yeah.
Oh, my wounded
There we go.
heart, how it
Completing this
rejoices
quest
to witness
and
such
getting the demon
devotion.
door.
May that my
That's a pro speedrunner strat. No.
treasure bring you half as much happiness.
Aha! Because we're getting a new house right here
How convenient.
when it loads. There it goes. Yep. The gift that the demon door grants us as a wedding gift is a house. A very beautiful house.
How convenient.
Yes.
I just imagine the demon door just closing whenever guests try to show up. So your husband is trapped in this lovely house going, I'd like to leave and go see my mother. And the door just closes and goes, nope.
Yay! I got married.
Within every lifetime.
Oh, the
there
achievement
remains
is blocking the.
even
Okay.
perfection, some solitary.
The achievement was
others shared.
blocking Teresa.
On a sunny morning, under a clear sky, the villagers crowded together to witness two people stand and declare their love for each other.
Man.
That's a pretty animation. I'm
Oh,
gonna be honest.
absolutely.
Others that they saw
Okay,
restored
the Fable
together,
series has some
only to
phenomenal
be
cutscenes.
I love the animation. Like, it's just kind of pretty. You are on your marriage, yay! You gonna have kids?
Yes, but not like right now. Right now, I gotta get the stuff in
You've done
here,
it.
and I don't
Almost
have
everyone
the.
in Outfield has heard of you. Now
I,
you've got
I
to
don't
back
have the thing to get kids yet. I have to
Fair
find the
enough.
book. Amethyst. I'm not gonna use it, but it's pretty. It's my favorite
Okay,
weapon.
that's fair.
Also, I think if I sleep in this bed, I get a well rested bonus kind of thing. Or maybe I don't know, what is it? I think I get like some kind of bonus if I sleep in here.
You wanna know my biggest complaint about like
People find me more attractive, that's what it is.
Hmm. You know, like one of my biggest complaints about Fable 2?
What?
Too much bloom.
Yes, I agree.
I never thought we'd have such a wonderful.
But that was just the style of the time, you know?
Oh yeah, like fucking Oblivion had bloom up the ass.
Spyro the Dragon, Dawn of the Dragon, Legend of Spyro. Interesting game. Too much bloom.
Oh yeah. Like
And that
holy
was
shit.
like one of those games that I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. I want to play this one. And then
And,
I never did because I couldn't get my hands on a copy ever.
Twilight Princess. Not on the Xbox, but still the mid 2000s, early.
Too much bloom.
Yeah, too much bloom. What I think happened is like, I think the game industry like figured out how to make bloom without it being extremely resource intensive and just pump that into everything. You know, it's like when Nintendo came out with motion control and then everything was trying to have motion control because it became
Yeah.
super popular. All right.
True. You know what game had like really obnoxious motion control? Heavenly Sword.
Why does that
Also
sound familiar?
Heavenly Sword was a game made by Theory, the people who made Senua's Sacrifice.
Right, right. You were telling me about that when we did the
It's a-
Sinua play.
It's a great game. So Heavenly Sword it's very similar to God of War, but nothing alike. Like, how do I describe it? People call it a God of War clone, but they're nothing alike.
Well, people also called Sinuous Sacrifice a God of War clone because it was Nordic.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, look, more pin cushions.
So anyway, Heavenly Sword has motion controls because what they do is you can throw objects. You can pick up and throw objects in the environment around you. And whenever you throw an object, it's controlled by motion controls.
Oh boy.
So you can throw objects and then manipulate them using the motion controls.
Whoa.
Which, to be fair, is kind of useful when you're doing the when you're using really long range weapons. Like they give you a bow and arrow at one point, and it's kind of cool how you can use the motion controls to change the arrow's trajectory to hit a target you would have otherwise missed. The
Speaking of
problem
motion
is,
control bow and arrows, Skyward Sword, as terrible as its motion controls were, the bow and arrow was really good.
that's fair. I have never actually played
You should get the Switch remake. It is way better than the
Fell in
original.
love with him, did you?
maybe I'll think about it.
Oh no, I did the one thing that I wasn't supposed to do. I fell in love. I went in to kill him, and I fell in love with him.
I'm just glad you knew better.
Yeah.
I never thought
Is she
of
spraying
how much
revenge
you
on you
suffered
too?
already. Treat him
No,
well,
she's
or
like,
I'll be back to haunt
she's
you.
like, oh, I realized that the thing basically having him suffer the exact same way I did. By the way, that ghost is not the ghost I talked to. The reason why that ghost is there is because if you're playing as a guy character, the ghost is a woman, or the ghost is a guy, and his fiance is a woman, and that is
That's the
yeah,
fair enough.
that's the guy ghost. The Guy Ghost, a game which is perfectly legal, not to be confused with the Guy game, an illegal game to own. A game which would, as soon as you boot it up, Chris Hansen knocks on your door.
Fair enough.
Uh,
I mean, it's one of those things that admittedly would be kind of cool to own just for like the prestige of just this is a game that destroyed an entire company, but like never to play, you know?
yeah, also,
It's not even a good game.
yeah, no, it's just a shitty trivia game. But also, I think owning it is still, like, that would still get you, like, some serious charges. Because of,
I guess it depends. Like, I mean, it is a X-rated game anyway, so probably, who knows?
yeah, it's just because of the content. So, for those of you who don't know, the Guy game, it was a game, it's a trivia game where, they went down to a beach on spring break and asked women who, trivia questions. It was a full motion video, it was an FMV, game, and they were, and the issue is they didn't verify the ages of some of the girls.
Mostly one of them, primarily.
Yeah, they didn't verify the age of one of the girls, which
They didn't tell her, and she didn't ask, and nobody bothered checking to make sure.
yeah. So it's not like, I mean, it's still bad because you know they should have done their due diligence to make sure, but also it's not like malicious. It's bad, but it's a bad situation, but it wasn't malicious on anyone's part. Beyond the general skeeviness of the concept of the game.
The strongest and a second of the abbot's choosing.
But yeah,
Obviously, this concerns me, especially since the
Yeah.
strongest monk here is my own child.
Anywho,
It's a fun bit of history, you know?
yeah,
I've
it's
chosen to send
it's a
a
talking
protector for
point
the
at this.
first.
It's
Yes,
like
you,
a
if you're interested.
it's a talking point, like how
The cave is just at the end
oh,
of
what
this
was it?
road.
Night Party? Is that what it was called? It ended
Night
up being
Trap.
Night Trap.
You
Night Trap
probably
was so
passed it on your
controversial
way
it
here.
started the ESRB rating.
Our strongest monk
It was
is waiting
one
for
of
you
them,
already.
but like it was not the de facto one. It was gonna happen regardless.
Well, it's the one that.
Our first hero awaits us.
Are you sure? I think that
Even
is
if they do not yet
directly
realize it.
attributed. Like the creation of the ESRB is like directly contributed to the Night Trap controversy. Like it was named during the whole thing. And Night
Alright.
Trap is extremely tame by today's standards.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now. U.S. congressional hearings. Yes. Held a hearing on the subject of video game violence. The committee scrutinized Night Trap along with Midway's Mortal Kombat.
Okay, so Night Trap and Mortal Kombat. Okay.
Yeah, so those are the two big ones. There are a few others, but it was those two were the big names. And eventually the ESRB was created because of those two.
Yeah. And then parents promptly ignored the ESRB rating and still blamed video game companies.
Yeah.
That's why, that's why game companies, or not game distributors, you know, like GameStop and Walmart are like, it's their policy to let everyone know that a game's ESRB rating, but you know, a lot of them don't actually follow the policy all the time, because it's generally easy to tell who's buying it for themselves and who's buying it for their kid.
Yeah. So here's a fun story.
Yeah.
Did my father mention that?
I like Hannah, by the way.
Back when I was learning to drive,
It's all yours.
my mother basically rented me out to some friends
We'll need her to
for,
find
you know,
the
driving
rest.
practice.
Yeah.
And I had to drive a kid and his mom out to
You
the
get all the excitement.
GameStop because he wanted to get his first game station.
Oh, what was it?
It was an Xbox 360.
That's understandable.
So he had a few games on his wish list. He was like probably 10 to 13 in that time, in that area.
Okay.
He was
So, like, a
younger than
tween.
me. Yeah. And those games were BioShock
Oh
and
no.
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I can tell you right now, he had no idea what the content was, merely that he probably asked his friends what they suggest.
Yeah, so I also
And-
played BioShock at an early age, except my dad was open about buying me, like, my dad trusted me enough to, you know, not repeat the actions I see in video games.
Don't shoot lightning from your hands.
Yeah, well, more don't hit people with a wrench. But my dad trusted me with playing games. Ooh, look at those
Fair
lights,
enough.
they're pretty. Oh, where's my dog? Oh, my dog's scared.
Do you reckon we'll run into anything nasty in here? I mean,
Here, have a
dark,
treat.
creepy cave is a hell of a place for a holy spring. Especially for an order of pacifists.
Alright. Yeah, I think, I really, really do hate the trend that's been happening since, well, before I was born, and it's just been getting progressively worse, where
This should be the central
parents
chamber.
blame their failing as
Wow,
parents
I've
on
never seen anything like this ever.
pretty much everyone
Now,
else.
according to my father, we need to go through these three
Like,
doors in order to
If
collect the water.
like,
Putting weight on the pressure plates will open
it's
the doors.
so
This one's the first.
hard for parents to admit when they fuck up.
I will
know?
say this. It is a little obnoxious from where I stand to look at video games, and most AAA game releases now are just M related, are M games.
Yeah, but the thing is, the M game. I'm kind of annoyed that the M games are like, for the most part, extremely tame.
True.
Like a lot, like.
I mean, remove the blood, and Halo is a
Now, there are
T
two
game at
plates.
worst.
Absolutely.
It'll take both of us to get the
Or
right
even
through.
just keeping the blood, but like because the blood's purple. Like, there's no reason for it to be M. Like, Mortal Kombat was able to get out of being rated M by having the paintball mode, or not paintball mode.
Fair enough.
Fuck, what was it called?
I stand
The
here
blood
so
being
I can
paint
catch you,
colored.
and you
Shadow
need
the
to stand
Hedgehog
on
got
that
its
one.
E10 rating by just changing the blood green.
Yeah. Fucking
there it goes.
GoldenEye had paintball mode.
I can
Or
feel this thing
not
getting even
GoldenEye.
heavier.
Perfect Dark had
That's
paintball
nice,
mode.
that is.
In order
So
to
far, this isn't too
keep
bad.
its rating from getting too
A couple of
high.
steep bits, but that's it.
True,
I
true.
really hope
Yeah,
you find someone
and
else to
paintball
do
mode
this
is
next
just,
time.
as it
My
says, it
idea of being
replaces the
old
blood
lady
with
by then, so I'm probably off the hook.
or it replaces
You know,
the
this is
red with
probably going to be
every
the
other
highlight of
color
my life.
randomized.
The day I carried a jug through
Fair
a
enough.
cave.
Yeah.
Hardly epic
I
fail
think
stuff,
that,
is
like,
it?
there's
Did
just
you
a
hear
lot of
something?
games that are rated M that really just shouldn't
Probably
be.
just my imagination. Don't talk much, do you?
Yeah.
Right, I reckon that's all
Yeah.
the water we're gonna get.
I
from
think
this
it's this
one.
whole thing where it's like there's this mentality where nobody wants to be like over a kid's game anymore, which is the result, I argue, of like the Grand Theft Auto
Oh, yeah.
influence on games.
I absolutely agree. Like, there's people who will shit talk Minecraft as a kid's game. It's like, yeah, it is a game that whose demographic was originally, kids, but also it's a good game. Just because it doesn't have like sex and blood, doesn't make it a bad game,
I mean-
I think in terms of like kids' reactions to it, I want to say that the main issue is that they are they think playing a mature game makes them seem older and therefore cooler.
Yeah, this is talked about in the making of Jack 2.
Yeah, because they did the focus testing and kids were like, they're like, oh, what do you think? Oh, my a 10-year-old's like, oh, my brother would like it. He's 6. And they're like, oh, what games do you play? Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think we touched up on that when we did the Jack and Daxter. We should do
On
Jack
that
2.
note, what's the rating for Fable 2? M?
Yes. It is M, and it really shouldn't be. It should be T.
I mean, if you leave out like the sex stuff that you don't even see.
Yeah, you don't even see it.
Fantastic. Those things
No.
don't stand a
I mean,
chance.
Well,
Is the implication really worth the M rating?
let's find out what it's rated M for.
That was a very
Blood,
fast
language,
burner.
sex, alcohol, and violence.
see any whiskey
So
left.
really, it's just the sex and
no
alcohol
harm,
that
you followed us.
are making it.
Guess we're safe.
It's really just the sex and the alcohol.
Fair enough.
Uh,
And what's cartoon violence? I gotta ask.
Cartoon violence is violence that doesn't. I don't know. Look it up. I'm guessing cartoon violence is the kind of violence that is like over the top and can't be replicated. Like smashing someone in the head with a giant mallet, causing them to fly up in the air.
Here's the next one. I'll stand by the
I mean,
fence to catch the
Shadow the
water
Hedgehog
as
has
I
the
fall.
cartoon violence.
Maybe it's violence against non.
Oh,
non.
Okay, here it is. May include violence where a character is unharmed after the action has been
Really?
inflicted.
Just have to wait
Okay.
until this thing stops
Oh, okay,
running.
no.
You'd think they would have made this
Specifically
jump
animated. They
just
don't
want
look
to
like
have a
human.
rest.
Oh, okay.
But as it
Or
is,
rather,
it's
they look like
over.
cartoon
Anywhere
animals.
with it.
So here's a question:
Oh, fuck,
Judge
Hedgehog.
Doom, would his death be considered cartoon violence? Because he died looking like a
If they were
human.
really hollow, they'd make a different noise when you shot
Gosh,
them.
I wouldn't know.
God. Fucking love Christopher Lloyd. He's such an amazing actor.
That is a great movie, though.
He's still alive, I think.
Not bad.
Yeah, he is.
I wonder what he's been up to.
Oh, that was
Let's
really
look.
impressive.
It's the IMDb hour.
Lloyd. What has he been? I know he's been in some interesting stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Guns make good targets, huh?
Christopher Lloyd.
My father said
IMDb.
I like the Fable 2 Hollow Men a lot more than the Fable 3 Hollow Men, because the Fable 3 Hollow Men are just skeletons, whereas these ones are like dried husks.
All right, recently he's been in.
keep this up and we'll be through here in no time.
Well, he's been in Cyber Chase, which is still ongoing.
Still? Jesus.
He voices Hacker.
I know, but I mean, I'm shocked that Cyber Chase is still going.
2002 to 2022. Okay, so apparently it's ended.
Oh.
Yeah,
But
after
ended
20 years.
very recently.
Yep.
Nice shot.
He was Rick in Rick and Morty C-132.
Yeah, that's the live action
Back to the
sketch,
central
right?
chamber then.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting, because Rick, it was a parody of the Doctor, of Doc Brown, that Justin Roiland did in the sketch Doc and Marty,
Fair
where they messed up the time stream so much that the only way to fix it was for Marty to suck on Doc Brown's dick. Or he's got to put he's got to put the balls in the mouth. That's what it was.
You know what my favorite
Like,
Rick and Morty joke is?
Marty, you gotta put my balls in your mouth. It's the only way to save the time.
Okay. I'm getting worried. now.
That's so crass. I love it. My favorite Rick and Morty joke is actually the vat of acid.
I loved the vat of acid. Last time we talked about the vat of acid, I was we talked about it and started talking about Rick and Morty, about like what our favorite episodes were before they started
brought
going
it back,
bad.
actually.
And I was like, I really liked that episode where Morty had like a reset button and he was save scamming, and they're like, oh yeah, that's the vat of acid. I was like, you're goddamn right.
All right. He also voiced Master Xehanort in all the Kingdom Hearts content.
I think that's old Xehanort.
Yes, that's the old man version.
Okay.
Is it you, boy?
Goddamn, I hate
Quite a
Kingdom
companion
Hearts
you've
so
got.
much. I'm surprised they haven't turned it into a TV show yet.
I'm scrolling over like a lot of the stuff that I don't recognize. He was in a Donald Trump movie
What was
that
the
came out in 2016.
what was that one Disney movie, the Halloween Disney movie where he dies by getting a pumpkin falling on his head? And Hannah,
You want to take care of
There you
this
go.
guy, please?
Never. I don't know.
it was a Disney Channel original movie.
Skills.
Halloween Town?
No, it definitely wasn't Halloween Town. In the beginning, like first 10 minutes, so the town like doesn't celebrate Halloween because they're scared of a curse.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Keep those shots coming.
Disney Channel movie. Christopher.
And it turns out the curse didn't exist, and the person who spread the curse, which was the father of the football player, who was did so to cover up the fact that he had murdered someone when he was in high school.
Got him.
I believe it's when good ghouls go bad.
Yeah, and Christopher, like, yeah. So the
20 years ago, Curtis Danko, an artistic boy, was ostracized by normal people When a competition was held for old 8th graders to design a sculpture of their personal hero, Curtis kept his project covered during the day and came to school at night to work by the light of captured fireflies. On Hollywood night, Mike Cankle and his friends were walking by the school when they saw Curtis from the window and at work in his sculpture. He opened the door and found Curtis's charred skeleton and a message in the ashes saying if the town ever celebrated another Halloween, he would come back and destroy them all. Cankle was struck blind for 3 days after seeing Curtis's finished statue. Everyone in town believed the threat, and since then, Halloween has never been celebrated. This involves zombies, by the way, apparently.
Yeah, because when they do finally celebrate, the kids don't believe in the curse and throw a Halloween party in Curtis's old house, where the statue was moved to and covered with a tarp. And Curtis comes back and summons a bunch of zombies, including Christopher Lloyd's character, who died the previous year when he was trying to get people to celebrate Halloween again. And people chalk that up to the curse. Anywho, it turns out the statue was a statue of Christopher Lloyd, and it wasn't cursed. The reason why the goth kid was turned to ash was because he was locked in the kiln by the person who allegedly found, the guy who had allegedly gone blind for 3 days. He locked him in the kiln and turned it on. Yeah. So it's about murder.
As are all great stories.
Yep.
Sister Hannah.
Oh, stuff's happening.
Brother Robin? What is it?
It's your father, one of Lucian's men. He's holding him hostage at the temple.
Oh no.
The dad's being held hostage. Oh no.
I will say this is one of my favorite scenes.
I have to save my father.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I love that she just rips the hammer off the statue.
So, fun fact: I was dating at the
Hold on,
time this
can we-
game came out.
Can we put a hold on it? Because this is a really, really fucking good scene.
Okay, but it's about Sister Hannah.
I know.
Okay, you already heard it during our unused stuff.
I know, and we'll have a chance to talk about it after this scene. But this is some really good gameplay storytelling because it is paced perfectly once it loads.
What would a soldier want with our temple?
Father, are you okay?
He's one of Lucian's men.
You're coming with me, or he dies.
Like hell I am. You let him
I love you can hear them from this far. You know. Did you just not run fast enough to see it?
That's what it is. So, what it is you're not supposed to see the gunshot. You're supposed to arrive right in time to see her take the dude out.
Ah, fair enough.
And that is like really good storytelling that you
I could have stopped
like
him if
it's paced really, really good. All right, now you can say the thing.
So I was dating at the time of Fable 2's release, and the girl I was dating was named
I'm sorry,
Hannah.
Father.
And
Vow.
she
Sorry
really
to
got
make it
into
sooner.
Fable 2.
I never did.
And
think
one
she's
day
good.
she marches
We both
up
knew that.
in school and
And
goes,
now I'm making a new vow.
"Why
Lucian
didn't you
will
tell
die for
me?
what he
You
did to
knew, didn't you?" And I'm like, "What?"
I won't
And
break
she's
this
like,
one.
"That I have,
Sister
that there's a
Hannah,
character in the game that
Lucy.
shares my name."
You do it.
As
And
new
I
life
was like,
rises,
I
so
didn't think
shall
about it,
we.
you know?
To be
As the
fair,
seed returns to the earth,
from this point
so do
forward,
we
she's
all.
called Hammer.
Fair enough. Sister Hammer.
Yeah. I do. There's a certain charm with these old games. God, I really hate the fact that I have to call this an old game, but there's a certain charm with them when they go from cutscene animations to being able to control them again,
The
and
other
they like
looks may be
jitter.
that, but your eyes have
Because I don't know if you noticed,
Fair
but
enough.
after Hannah
did you
stood
come
up, her hair like
Who are you?
she moved a couple
Someone who can
inches
tell
in
you
the
much
air,
about
like bounced a
Lucian,
couple inches in the
where
air,
he
and her
is,
hair like
what his
flipped
plans
out.
are.
There's
Oh
a
yeah, I
certain
saw
charm to
that.
that kind of stuff.
If you will listen.
Bounces right up.
I
Yeah.
want to know
And that's the
everything.
kind of charm that is lost with
Then come
companies
with me,
trying to
Sister
make it so that every
Call me
single
Hannah.
hair follicle is rendered and every pore is visible. You know, I hate hyper realistic graphics.
Jankiness can be fun.
Jankiness is charming, like visual jankiness. Okay, I'd still rather
That's why I
game.
really like Clive and Wrench right now.
You've done well.
Oh
here.
yeah, it is.
You have gathered the first of the
I
three
do
heroes,
wish that
and we are one
the
step closer
cutscenes
to
didn't
defeating
involve a
Lucian's
loading
plans.
scene,
It will take some
like
time
a
for
loading
Hannah to
screen.
overcome her grief, and longer
Like
to
the
explain
boss
her role in
the boss
Lucian's
fights
downfall.
end very
Perhaps this
abruptly,
would be a
and so
good
do
time to
deaths.
upgrade
I
your
think
equipment.
the thing that
I believe
would
there is a sale in Bowerstone.
like vastly improve Clive and
It may
Wrench
well be
are
worth a visit. Come back to the guild when you
are
ready.
Some
death
extra
animations.
animations.
Yes, death animations, and make just rendering the boss's death like instead of a separate cutscene, or at least make it a cutscene that doesn't involve the like loading in. Have it be done in engine. Uh, because it really takes you out of the game when that happens. But those are my main complaints about it, which are purely visual. When you die, it's just like as soon as you hit 0 health, it just like cuts to a loading screen, and you go to like immediately cuts to a loading screen, and then you go back to the checkpoint. It could really use some death animations.
Yeah, I get that.
It's about the tactile feedback.
Just having the character spin about and be confused for a moment and falling on their butt.
Yeah. Or just like falling forward, or just ragdolling. I do love me some
True.
ragdolls.
They do have like animations for dying in like the levels, but not in like the boss fights, you know?
Yeah. It just takes you out of the suspension. Of
It
disbelief.
really like just sort of
Immersion.
It's jarring.
Yeah. All right.
It's a jarring shift.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. I want to go to Bowerstone Market so that I can buy some new clothes because I'm still wearing the shitty clothes from the beginning. So, I do have my issues with Fable 3. I do think that it could have been better, but having played it today, getting through the first half of it today, I did the revolution right before we started this recording.
Fair enough.
I will say there are still a considerable amount of things that I do enjoy.
So I will say this. The thing I remember Fable 3 the most about is Angry Joe did a review of the Fable 3 way back when. And he was very mad because the game killed other Joe. Because what happened is he married in the game, he had a kid, and that kid was named Joe, but by a random generation.
Yeah.
And he was very happy with it. And he set the kid and wife up in the nicest house he could get at that point in the game, which was in the town square that gets ravaged by the revolution.
Yeah, Bowerstone.
Yeah, so his kid and wife die during the battle.
That's rough.
And he was very unhappy because he was like, there was no telling him that that was going to happen.
Where's
Because he didn't know that would be the area the battle took place in.
this?
So he lost his kid and wife, and he was very unhappy about it.
Okay, I guess the tailor is closed. Alright, well, I guess I'll go to... I think there might be a tailor in Old Bowerstone since it's all nice. Oh, that's Fairfax.
I don't find this the least amusing.
Oh, this one I can open. So it says secret of immortality have created this life prolonging potion. Is this one that increases my health, or does it just heal me fully? Could you look that up?
What's the name of the potion again?
Potion of life. I want to know if it's one that will heal me fully, or is it one that will extend my HP?
Consume one of these potions will increase your HP bar by 50 points.
All right.
It also heals you for 1,000 HP.
Yeah, but I care more about the
The permanent upgrade.
yeah, the permanent health upgrade.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's go to the books. Oh, that's why the tailor wasn't open. It's because shops weren't open yet.
Eh.
Is that the bookstore?
No idea.
I think this is the bookstore.
Finally, you can get
Nope.
out of those ratty clothes and put on something nice.
Okay,
Titles, get your titles.
it is the bookstore. Oh well. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go buy clothes now.
I want to see what you come up with.
Well, let's find out. Hello there. No, come on.
Enjoy your shopping.
Gosh, how awkward it would be to try to talk to her and you just rob her blind in front of her face.
By accident.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like those boots.
Slash the price for
Thigh
that.
boots. Ooh, those are nice and pretty.
Ooh. Let's see. Oh, I do love
This is on
domino
sale.
masks.
Fair enough.
Oh. Ooh, I'm digging that. Alright, let's see. I think you go with that.
You get a discount today. It's on sale. I hope you enjoy it.
Let's see.
The bomber mask, of course.
Nice doing business with you. You won't regret that purchase.
I'm
Alright.
excited to see what you look like. Woof.
I need a hat.
The price of houses in
You
this
need a
neighborhood
shirt.
just went down.
I got a shirt.
It looks like you're wearing almost nothing. It's a little
I am wearing clothes.
fair enough. It looks small, you know?
I like the sleeve, the torn sleeve.
Fair enough. Torn sleeves are
All right,
pretty cool.
I'll buy a better shirt.
Always a pleasure to serve you.
Good.
You won't regret that purchase.
Alright.
I can't believe one of Lucian's sons
There we go.
killed the abbot. What's happening to the world?
Looks nice. I approve.
Hold on, someone is calling me.
I guess that leaves me alone to fill the void. Trivia time. When I played Spyro 3 for the first time back when it came out in 2000, my controller stopped working and I didn't realize it. So I ended up thinking the game didn't have didn't let you jump. So I was running around unable to jump and landed in a puddle of water. So I basically just swam around for a while before grabbing another controller and figuring out, oh, it was a controller issue. You know, I thought that's kind of funny, you know. Other weird glitches in video games.
Yeah, so apparently the when we were setting the stuff up, I got a couple messages and I ignored them because I was getting this shit ready and generally not important.
This
Anywho,
person decided to call you on
no,
Discord?
my sister. No, it was calling
Oh.
on the phone. My sister decided to call me and was like, "Hey, 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago, girlfriend's sister texted you because she wanted to come over and see the dogs. Ooh, that person has a gift for me." And she says that you didn't respond. It was like, yeah, no, I didn't respond. That's the time I'm recording stuff.
It happens.
Ooh.
I once failed to respond to my brother yesterday because he was asking my work shift ended.
Yeah. God forbid people actually learn the schedule I use every single week and, actually fucking get used to my schedule that I've been having for like, what, 3 years now?
Mm.
I don't know how long we've been doing this. All right, what am I doing? What side quests do we have? Let's see. Oh, hell yeah! Fuck yeah. I love this side quest. I'm gonna do this side quest and then I'll probably call it a night. We've been going for a little over an hour.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Oh. Alright. Where is it? Oh. What? Is it? Ah, there it is. Hidden, tucked away. So, the characters we're gonna meet soon are some of my favorite characters. They're two of my favorite characters. Their names are Max and Sam, and they are twins who get into all sorts of trouble. They even make an appearance in Fable 3.
Yes, I remember. It's that guy.
Yeah, those two. Also, we'll get to see another demon door.
So many doors, so many demons, never enough time.
Yes. I like the side characters in Fable 2 because they have such charm. You have man. Oh, I was gonna read the thing, but then it finished loading.
Can't be helped.
You remember this place?
A
This
little.
this alley over here is where Magpie was.
Ah, yes. Now I recall.
That warehouse right there is where we killed some beetles.
Don't let me catch you sleeping on the job.
And this staircase over here is where there was just a corpse. Ah, there they are.
You're the one who read the words. It's your fault.
I mean, sure.
You're the one who said I was a chicken because I wouldn't read it in the first
I
place.
love these two. They're such idiots.
Yes, but you're the one who... Hey, look. You have to help us.
Two idiots read from the Normonomicon, the Book of the Extremely Dead. The gates to the Netherworld have been opened.
Oof. Yeah, this is a favorite of mine too, I will admit.
Yeah. They have 2 or 3 quests in Fable 1, or not Fable 1, Fable 2, and they have 1 quest in Fable 3.
Where they're both dead and you...
Yeah. They're both dead and bored, and they're like, hey, can you go get us the Normonomicon? It's our mother was buried with it. She took it from us because
We got Raising the Dead.
yeah, we kept messing around with it, so she took it from us and kept it to her grave, literally. And then you steal it, and then their mom comes out like, oh, you shouldn't be messing with that. And some hollow men get summoned, and after you kill them, she's like, well, you know how to handle yourself, so I guess you're probably the best one to have it. Just please don't give it to my sons. They're idiots. And then you give it to their sons, and they summon ghosts to have a party.
I mean, you might as well if you're already dead.
Yeah. Anyway, they are the best characters in Fable 2.
They are very enjoyable.
Yeah. A game is really good when it has some very memorable NPCs, you know?
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah. I think Fable 2 should have a show. Like a hold on. Haha, I kicked enough chickens to be the chicken chaser. Oh.
You go inside now.
Oh. Where'd the chicken go? No, stop running away. Oh, I did it. I did it. I thought it took 3 chickens.
Ah, just that. Okay.
Alright, well, I'll handle that after I handle the Hollow Men, because if I go in there, it's going to cancel the quest.
That's a lot of Hollow Men you gotta fight, though.
Yeah, but they're Hollow Men, they're easy.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, I like the Hollow Men in Fable 2 more than Fable 3 because they are dried out husks in Fable 2 and just skeletons in Fable 3. So in Fable 2 they have fire weakness. They take extra damage from fire, which is useful because they are... Ooh, hell yeah. Because they are... dried out husks. And in Fable 3 they're skeletons, which I'm pretty sure also still has fire resistance, or not fire resistance, fire weakness, but also it doesn't feel like they do.
That's fair.
Ooh, that's the exact kind of hat I need. That completes the look. Alright. So, Clive and Wrench, We're getting close to the end, aren't we?
I think we got like 6 more levels to go proper.
Yeah, we've been doing like 2 or 3 per.
2.
Two.
Strictly 2.
Oh, okay. I guess we're not as
2 in a boss fight.
the graveyard mansion. How the fuck do I? Where do I go? Where did they go? Can I just? No, I can't just jump down. Okay. Okay, whatever. What is your favorite Fable boss? Not Fable boss. Fable enemy.
Gosh, that's a tricky question. Always fond of like the some of the standard enemies. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, I think mine are probably Lucian's men.
I don't. I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't remember them, so I cannot say for sure.
You remember the Hobbs and the Balverines?
Oh yeah, I remember those. The Balverines definitely.
I like the Balverines. They're cool too.
They have neat designs.
They do, and very interesting lore. There's a book about Balverine origins or something. Fable has a lot of, or not a lot, but a few books. Maybe I should have upgraded the speed instead of the accuracy. I can't wait until I can afford a repeater crossbow. I should have probably bought a new.
Speed up your rapid fire capabilities.
Yeah. Oh. You still alive? Why are you still alive? Oh, you're a person, not a hollow man. Yeah, no, you're probably not alive. Alright, what do we got? How much is it to do speed? That is 4,500.
Well, it costs only about as much as you're willing to pay, or if you find a really good dealer. So
Well, I'm getting time control because that's really useful. Alright.
That's fair.
That is going to be time control. There we go. Now I got the optimal, I've got the
optimal build?
Yep. At least for this particular quest.
You stop time and just unload.
Yeah, stop time stops time just enough to charge a level 2 spell. Well, technically a level 3. But I don't have any level 3 spells.
That's fair.
But yeah, that's usually how I do will is I stop time and use or slow time, and I use that to build up the higher level spells. Oh, I watched a I listened to a 4-hour retrospective on the Fable series, which went
fun.
over the lore, like the events of each game as well as the backstory and lore. And we did get some things wrong when we were trying to recap or remember this stuff from Fable 3. We called it like what was that, anger? We called it like no, I don't think I have that. No, that wasn't it. What is that? Oh no, probably rude. No, I don't have that expression. We called it like the darkness or the void or something. I don't remember, but it's called the crawler.
Fair enough. I don't know why, but the crawler just makes me think of Gears of War for some reason. It does sound like one of the enemies that would show up in that game.
I don't even remember what the Gears of War enemies were called.
The Locusts.
I just remember them looking like the Darkspawn from Dragon Age.
I used to read the Gears of War books by Karen Travis.
Oh, neat. I didn't know there were Gears of War books.
Yeah, she also wrote Star Wars books at one point. She wrote. She's famous mostly for the Star Wars Rebel Commando books, the Gears of War books, and Halo books.
Oh, is she the one that wrote Fall of Reach?
Norman
Dramacon, the Book of the Extremely Dead. This ancient tome emits a cold aura and appears to be bound in human skin. You can see the freckles. Within it are found dark incantations and evil rites. The rhubarb stew recipe on the final page sounds particularly malicious.
No, I don't think she did.
Okay. Did she write the book for
She wrote Halo, The Thursday War, and Mortal Dictata.
Did she write the Force Unleashed book?
No.
Okay, then yeah, I don't think I've read anything by her. She
wrote the Rebel Commando books mostly. She's actually a military vet. So she could write books actually knowing all the military stuff.
You remember when Tom Clancy got contacted by the CIA for his books being like so accurate to stuff that civilians shouldn't know, and his defense, which he successfully defended himself, boiled down to, look, I'm just using common sense. Like it's just common sense that these particular things would be located in this area because that would give it the most protection.
Yeah, fair enough. Karen Travis was actually did serve in the British Royal Navy, I believe.
Oh, neat.
She's a New York Times best-selling author. She's wrote Batman books, apparently. And she's moved on to some of her own original series. She also actually has her own suit of Beskar.
Ah, hell yeah. I love Beskar. You know,
so,
when I do a Star Wars campaign, I'm going to make it that a hyperdrive RAM won't work unless it's completely plated in Beskar.
Okay, so the reason she has that is because when she wrote the Republic Commando books, she was one of the first writers to really touch on Mandalorian culture. Like, she's the creator of the Mandalorian alphabet.
Hell yeah.
Post rewrites and whatnot.
Alright, time to give these idiots the Normonomicon.
Yeah, so long story short, she was a big influence on
Oh, here we are.
On Mandalorian stuff. So a bunch of the people who do like the whole Mandalorian stuff, they got together and got her some armor.
Hell yeah. I like Mandalorians. They're pretty interesting.
They have cool armor.
They absolutely do. All right, I think I am going to call it here. Actually, can I buy this house? Because there's a key up there, and I don't want to break in. I can. Wait, hold on. Yeah. I will buy that. Gonna go up and I'm gonna grab this key, and then I will set it to wrench.
Probably a good idea.
Yep. Oh God, I landed. That would have twisted the shit out of the ankles. The way I landed on that fence.
Oof.
Anywho, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been episode 2 of Fable 2. If you like it, check out some of the other stuff on the channel, such as Clive and Wrench, which we referenced a few times. Also,
it's a fun game.
yeah, also on the channel there is Metroid Prime being played by our friend Biddy. There is also a couple of Dungeons and Dragons podcasts. Tomorrow you can catch the newest episode of World of Tapir, in which the False Sun crew are going to be fighting the ringleaders behind the events that have been happening in this particular arc. The other campaign going on is Curse of Strahd, which you can catch. The last episode was about the guests of Barovia seeking out the Amber Vault. There is also Tabletop Thursdays, in which Biddy, me, and our friend Chakvi play Tabletop Simulator every Thursday. We've been on a bit of a Red Dragon Inn kick lately because we've been putting that like we've been
Playing it a lot.
Yeah, we've been neglecting it, so now we're just trying to catch up on the quota.
It is a fun game.
It is really fun. And finally, there's the podcast, in which Biddy and I bring prime cringe involving RPGs straight from Reddit.
Greetings, stranger.
So, comment challenge of the day.
Hi, gunslinger.
What game do you think had the worst bloom?
Oh, that is a good one.
That is really...
if people don't like that one, I have another one.
I'm gonna say Oblivion.
Fair enough. I'd probably say Spyro. If you were to use the Necronomicon to resurrect any one person, who would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. Really tempted to say David Bowie.
That is a good one too. I'd probably make it
famous person. Let's
Give me a
stipulate
second.
famous person.
Uh,
You know what? No, I changed my. I would resurrect Satoshi Kon. Satoshi Kon.
John Lennon. I'd probably be like John Lennon.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, it'd be kind of neat. He's the guy who got Oh no. Yeah, John Lennon died, but he was murdered by Mark David Chapman. I'd probably want to see John Lennon come back.
Okay. Anywho, with that out of the way, there's nothing left to say, but good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.